Chapter 4 Presentation by John Cork. What is IMAPS? IMAPS stands for Internet Mail Access Protocol. The S stands for using IMAP over SSL TLS for enhanced security. IMAPS allows users to retrieve emails directly from a remote server. The main difference between IMAPS and POP3S, the two main email protocols, is that emails are kept on the server after they have been retrieved when using IMAPS. How does IMAPS work? The recipient's mail client connects to the remote server. The recipient's mail client then retrieves the content and stores it locally on their device. It then updates new changes back to the local device. The mail client then disconnects from the remote server. What are the advantages of IMAPS? The ability to organize emails and create folders for management. It eliminates the need to download emails locally. Real-time synchronization across multiple devices allows changes to be reflected immediately. Allows for emails to be accessed across multiple devices by a user, which is a huge advantage for mobile users. Some more advantages of IMAPS. Since emails are stored on the mail server, IMAPS utilizes less storage space on the local system. In the case of there being a computer crash or the data being deleted, emails can be re-accessed from the mail server. IMAPS also allows keyboard-based email searches, which makes it a lot easier to find what you're looking for. Disadvantages of IMAPS. Cannot receive email without an active internet connection. You have to pay fees for additional mailbox storage. Retrieving mail can take slightly longer than using POP3S. Has its own vulnerabilities to cyber attacks, but this can be negated heavily with MFA or multi-factor authentication. Types of IMAP servers. Self-managed IMAP servers. Self-managed IMAP servers are a server that you can set up and manage using your own hardware and infrastructure. It can be quite difficult to set up and maintain a server without the proper experience. It is a cost-effective option for larger user bases. You have full control over data storage and security protocols. Types of IMAP servers. Managed IMAP servers. Operated by providers such as Gmail, Yahoo, Hotmail, etc. Easy to set up and ability to access customer support for concerns. Much less upkeep than self-managed servers. Very easy to scale server to fit the needs of the organization. IMAPS hardening methods. Use strong encryption protocols. Ensure that the strongest TLS versions are being used. Disable weak ciphers and protocols. Implement two-factor authentication. Enable two-factor authentication to add an incredibly important layer of security making unauthorized access much more difficult. Limit access to server. Restrict access to only trusted IP addresses to minimize server exposure to attacks. Keep regular software updates. Keep IMAP server and its software up to date against current and future vulnerabilities and exploits. What is DNS? The Domain Name System, or DNS, server turns domain names such as ESPN.com or CNN.com into IP addresses which browsers use to load internet pages. DNS servers make it possible for people to input normal words into their browsers and get search results. It eliminates the need for humans to memorize IP addresses to access them on the internet. How does DNS work? When a website address is typed into the browser, the request is sent to the ISP or Internet Service Provider to find the website. If the website address is not found in the ISP cache, the ISP cache will then tell the DNS resolver to locate the IP address for the website. The DNS resolver then sends a request to the root server, which then sends a request to the top-level domain server. The domain server then sends a request to the authoritative server. The authoritative server hosts all the IP addresses for all the domain names. The authoritative server retrieves the IP address and sends it to the domain server. The process then works in reversal and the user is connected to their site. Some of the pros and advantages of using DNS. Easy to remember. It's integral to how the internet works. Search engine friendly. Changes in website IP addresses do not disrupt DNS servers, which is a huge deal. Pros of DNS. Very fast server response times. Easy and flexible to use for many organizations. Load balancing of requests is automatically done by DNS. High security is used within DNS servers because of their vitalness to the internet. Some of the disadvantages and cons of DNS. DNS servers can be hacked and false information displayed. DNS servers can get a virus attack and thousands of websites could be put offline. All DNS servers are controlled by one organization called ICANN in the United States. Incorrect names of popular sites are a common target for scammers. Some of the best DNS servers that you can use are Cloudflare, Google Public DNS, and Quad9. DNS server hardening recommendations. Implement DNS security extensions to protect against data security attacks. Limit zone transfers. Restrict zone transfers to only authorized IP addresses to prevent unauthorized access to DNS records. Access control lists. Configure access control lists to control who can query your DNS server and limit access to sensitive records, reducing exposure to potential hackers. Regular software updates. Keep your DNS server and related software up to date to protect against known vulnerabilities and exploits. Enable logging and monitoring. Implement detailed logging to track DNS queries and detect suspicious activity, allowing for timely response to potential threats.